Hi guys, this is me Super Noob. Today we are going to build the AI bot as you requested. I will lead you with the step-by-step procedure. First of all, we need cardboard box. Definitely I supposed to use sensors which is normally used, but I want it to be so mini, so I am using small sensors which comes with the tank track mod pack. The next is controller panel and logic gate and electric motor. Everything should be small size cause big things make a bot look very big. The next thing we need is surface thruster or side thruster. Making it vanilla we can use normal thruster, but it do not have any center point at all. The next thing we need is big wheels. To look it so designer, I am using rimless wheels and rimless bearing. I uses 4 into 1 size of wheels, and other things I will share you on the I will share you on ongoing the procedure of the video. You need definitely a normal bearing and let's see later. Just fill up the lift with the cardboard box and increase the area just by a 1 block thicker than the lift size. I usually lift picks 4 into 4 square. You must need 5 into 5 area. Then use the bearing and attach the wheels. I just use rimless wheel, so I am using rimless bearing which comes with the mod pack for the design to look. Then make a small tiny platform with just leaving a block thicker, usually a lift size or 4 into 4 size. From the middle 2 into 2 block of 4 block height from the previous amount that we built. Just place the mini thrusters on the 4 sides or 4 corners of the base, which gives us stability on the ground. Overspeeding can lead to flipping over. Next, connect the bearing, and you can use robotic parts which also comes with the mod pack for the designer aspects, or you can just made it with the normal blocks. I am using robot parts for different aesthetic looks. Just made it symmetry. Definitely these are the arms that we are going to use. You can make it static. For movable hands I am using the bearings at the stand, which you can add a sequence to move your guns up and down and shoot the enemies. like a real AI themed thing. Next, you need a head. The bot head blip is actually looking more similar like a thing, and you can use horn which actually make a angry sound like a thing. So hide it in the inside the basement and place the head. The head also produces a small sound, but that's not enough for us to hear, so we need a horn and some. This is the important part, you need to look closely. Placing sensors and pipes is very important. Other than that, you can alter the size and size of the board as you want. You can make it in the shape of a car or something that you wish, but you definitely need to know about the sensor things. So first of all, let me place the thrusters. The important thing is you should not take this from the left. When the sensor is on, it might be tragic. If you use a high speed thrusters, then it may lead to disaster because your creation flies out immediately or without control. So make sure it is on the left or attached to the ground. To make it without I actually forgot to place the bearing right here. Actually, you need to place the bearing between them. So I will do it, but it should look like this almost. And these sensors are for the thrusters that we placed on the platform, uh, 5 into 5 platform. It is definitely needed because just to make sure that is stable. The next, adding more thrusters on the sides. So I will do this before it. I need to place the bearing on it, so it can be tilting can be controlled using the controller. I am just using the normal bearing. If we add more viewers, then I am sure guys I will place a video of making on vanilla AI and publish it on the Steam Workshop. I mean not the video, the model of the AI in the Steam Workshop. Next thing you need to add is weapon to make it simple. I am just using the mountable guns or mountable spud gun. Just make it even. You can adjust the height of the hands simply. I tried to make a walker mechanism in this model, but it was a tragic failure because when you walk you need to make more and more collapsed circuits, which confuses us really bad. You need actually of at least three logic gates in this. I'm first first of all we are going to add thrusters. Actually no, not the thrusters, sensors. The sensors must be in the front, which should counter us in and out safely, securely. The connection will be later explained. I will definitely show the let me make sure it the thing in the front also controllable with the controller. The bot might look like a octopus like, but it doesn't matter how it looks. Just make sure that the bearings or the sensors do not interact with your own things. Just don't connect on the placing itself, because when you leave the lift the sensors will detect you as an object and make the thrusters on and move the creation. So just be careful with the first connect the sensors to the four thrusters on the basement. It is clearly necessary because we need to be stable on the ground. Then connect the middle, sorry, just place the controller anywhere on the board. I'm just placing it on the front, so it makes more sense. The controller should be on the front. Just connect it to the front bearings to adjust it. You can adjust up to some limit. You can adjust on the size that you want. 75 is more the optional one. I'm just adjusting angles, but you need to place the sensor in front of the pipes. If I use the normal sensors, it might look so blocky on the front, but if I do not use pipes for my creation, then I can use normal blocks. It can be more adjust with the sensor of blocky look, but I just use pipe, so I just used the mini sensors. So guys, don't forget, it must be on the lift. For sure. Then the side bearings, the bearing sensors should be connected to the wheels that are in the front and the opposite end, so the turning is possible. The sensor I left right here. The turning should be unique, or otherwise it may collapse your place. Then the next backward bearing should be connected to the another controller, so you might not confused of the. If you are really intelligent, then connect it to the same controller, but if you want it to be controlled separately or logically, then you need a different controller for sure. As you know, I just did not connected any power source or movement things, just verifying the angles of it. You must the just like front, the backward should be also facing front. Don't think the guns are down, it will destroy itself. It can be solved later by connecting it to the controller. Just adjust it. I also recommend you to use 75 degrees on the backward pipes too, but in the opposite direction, just facing towards us. The next thing we have to do is connect the front two sensors to the logic gates. Both the logic gates, you just need to connect on both logic gates. Then a logic gate should be connected to a sensors on the front. Actually, it should be on the R condition, but I just experimenting with other conditions, but it should be on the R condition. For real. Just checking out other conditions that might, but it perfectly works with the R condition. As you can see, it is an uneven terrain. The terrain even detects the sensor, so I suggest you to place the sensor slightly above ground level or near the or likely above the top of the wheels. I just converted it into a switch, but that is not a right thing to do. But I definitely suggest you to be, the sensor should be on the button and the logic gate should be on the R condition. Then the next connector, the R condition is really perfect. I just keep it R condition. Just experimenting, guys. Don't think it is a bad. It might help me in creating the vanilla creations. The next thing we need, as I said, I am going to raise the height of the sensors to be a single block front or 2 block high. As I previously said, connect it to the logic gate first and to the another logic gate. Guys, the terrain is the real problem, so I just moved it to the ground. The next part is as you can see, when I hit the sensor it moves backwards. So the next thing is just connect the motors to the bearings and make sure the bearings are in correct direction. Connect the engines to the another logic gate and place it to X north. X or which is really perfect, XR, because as I said, R is the perfect for the front sensors to sense the thrusters. If the thrusters are not on, then the motors will on. When the motors are on, the thrusters won't on. Just pump up the speed of the engines up to 4 just for testing, but you can bump up to max. If you bump up to max, then you cannot catch up or match its speed by running. It automatically switches the direction and moves very quickly. So the next thing is you need to connect the loss sensor to the perfect side thrusters. I mean, you do need to bump up the thrusters to max. So guys, I'm going to time lapse from here, just painting and adjusting and tuning stuff to make it work fine. So guys, see till the end of the video and don't miss it. It is working, so